Buying Tesla accessories online can be tricky. There are tons of cheap knockoffs with poor fitment, and if anything goes wrong, there's no support. I've been driving Tesla since 2021, almost 5 years now. In that time, I've tested more Tesla accessories than I can count. The ones I'm showing you today are from brands that I've used in my previous Teslas, and they actually stand behind their products. So in this video, I'm going to go over the top Model Y accessories, many of which can be used on the Model 3, and they have variations for other Teslas. I've partnered with a few brands, so the links to everything will be in the description below in the exact order I go over them, along with any special discount codes, so all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. First up, SPIGEN. You might know them from their phone cases, but they also make some really solid Tesla accessories. What I like about SPIGEN is that their stuff is simple, clean, and always fits perfectly. The attention to detail is honestly impressive, and the build quality of all of their accessories is top notch. I've used their products across multiple Teslas now without a single disappointment. Plus, they actually stand behind their products if anything goes wrong, which is rare. Let me show you my favorites. This is probably my favorite essential SPIGEN accessory, the Easy Fit Screen Protector. Tesla's center screen is your whole car, so protecting it is a no-brainer. This is tempered glass rated at 9H hardness, which means it's tough against scratches. It comes with a couple of squeegees, some cleaning wipes, a microfiber cloth, and some dust stickers. It also has a set of instructions. Now, when I got my Model Y, I did not take off the protective film that came from the factory because I knew I was going to install a screen protector. This made the cleaning and the prep much easier, as I only had to get the small dust particles off. Once you're done cleaning the screen and have gotten all the dust, you want to peel the backing off and place the screen protector guide on your screen. Then slide your finger across where it says so and wait about 30 seconds. That's it. No more having to line it up perfectly and worrying about it not coming out even. This SPIGEN screen protector is the best thing ever, but what really makes it special is the matte anti-glare coating. It cuts reflections during the day and resists fingerprints, which is huge because the screen attracts smudges like crazy. This install kit is genius, with it coming with an auto alignment tray, with you just having to drop it over the screen, press down, and it perfectly adheres. No bubbles, no crooked installs, and no frustration. I've installed a ton of screen protectors on phones and previously on my other Teslas, and this is by far the easiest way to do it. Once it's on, it looks factory and you forget that it's even there. And of course, we can't forget about the rear screen. This is SPIGEN's matte tempered glass protector made specifically for the new 8-inch display in the Model Y Juniper. If you haven't seen it yet, this rear screen sits lower right behind the center console, which means it's in a much higher impact area. Passengers are constantly reaching to adjust the climate, change the music, or recline their seats. And if you've got kids, you already know they'll be tapping, kicking, or accidentally scuffing it with shoes. This is where this protector really pays off. It can easily handle scratches, scuffs, and those random bumps from everyday use. The matte finish also helps cut down on glare, especially if sunlight hits the rear cabin directly, and it does a great job at resisting fingerprints. Installation is super easy as well. Just like the main screen, it aligns perfectly and fits edge to edge with no bubbles or gaps. One of the first things to get scratched up in a Tesla is a trunk sill. Every time you're loading groceries, luggage, or even just dragging something out of the back, the suede material takes a beating. It doesn't take long before it starts looking worn and dirty. That's why I love SPIGEN's trunk sill protector. It's made of premium TPE, so it's durable, but it also blends in seamlessly with the interior, and it does not look like an add-on. The coverage is edge to edge, so the entire sill is protected, and it secures with Velcro so it does not shift around. Installation is literally just tucking it under the rubber seal, so no tools and no stress. Just simply remove the sub-trunk lid so it's not in the way, and place a trunk sill protector and get it under the seal. It's very easy to get it under the seal, by the way. This is one of those accessories you don't think you need until you notice scratches, and then it's too late. This stays locked in and it feels like it came from a factory. The rear doors of the Model Y are like magnets for chips and scuffs from rock and road debris. Over time, those little marks add up and ruin the clean look of the car. This actually happened to my previous Model Y Performance, and I had to fill in the paint chips with touch-up paint. SPIGEN's rear door PPF is one of the best ways to protect this area. It's a TPU film with anti-yellowing tech, so it stays invisible even after years of use in the sun. The precision cutouts fit perfectly, and I didn't have to fight it into place like I had to with off-brand kits. The best part is that it's practically invisible. You don't lose that clean look of the paint, but you gain protection against chips, scuffs, and scratches. And if you've ever installed PPF, this is a breeze. Just have your slip and tack solution and it'll be installed with ease. Maintenance is also easy. A quick wipe and it's glossy again. It's one of those small investments that pays off big time. If you've owned a Tesla, you know that the door handles are one of the highest impact areas on the entire car. Every time you or your passengers reach for the handle, your rings, fingernails, watches, or even your keys brush up against the door. Over time, those micro scratches start to build up, and before you know it, that clean glossy finish around the handle looks dull and worn. SPIGEN's Handle PPF completely solves that issue. It's a transparent, self-healing film, so it does not only resist scratches, but small marks actually disappear on their own with a bit of heat or just sitting in the sun. The film also has an anti-yellowing coating, so it stays crystal clear and you won't even notice that it's there. What I love most is how precise the fit is. Each piece is laser cut to perfection, so there are no weird edges or misalignments like you get with cheaper kits. The adhesive is strong but clean, and it won't peel or trap bubbles even after months of washing or temperature changes. It's such a small piece of protection, but it covers one of the most frequently touched parts of the car. Every time you open your door, that area is taking abuse, especially if you wear rings or have passengers who don't think twice about it. Tesla's interior is clean and minimal, but it also means limited storage. This hidden armrest box from SPIGEN takes advantage of the dead space right under the armrest. It's basically a secret compartment and it's very easy to install. Just remove the tape from the back and pop it into place. You tap it and it opens up to reveal storage for cash, cards, or a small thing or two that you don't want in sight. Since it uses 3M adhesive to stay mounted, the fit is precise and it does not rattle or look out of place. What I like most about it is how discreet it is. You wouldn't even know it's there unless you use it. The armrest compartment is huge. When you put things in there, it becomes a mess. SPIGEN's tray organizer fixes that instantly. It drops in perfectly, splitting the space into 2 levels. You get quick access to small essentials like sunglasses, keys, or a wallet, while the deeper section still holds bigger stuff. It's such a simple upgrade, but it makes daily use so much smoother. And the front console has that same issue. It's like a deep bottomless pit, and it's not very practical. SPIGEN's lower tray organizer adds structure to that space. It slides in and out, giving you a 3-section layout and keeps everything tidy. You can stash charging cables, cards, or other little items without them getting lost at the bottom. It's really easy to install, you just simply plop it into place and it feels very high quality. SPIGEN's attention to detail and quality is truly unmatched. And to pair with the lower tray, SPIGEN also makes an upper tray for the center console. This one gives you 2 more sections right at the top for things you want to grab instantly, like your sunglasses or a garage door opener. The durability here is what really impressed me the most. I've tested no-name trays before, but this truly is next level. Together with the lower tray, your console becomes fully organized instead of a random junk drawer. Tesla's giant windshield lets in a lot of light and heat. If you've ever parked outside in the summer, you know how brutal the inside gets. SPIGEN's CryoShade windshield sunshade is the fix. It unfolds to cover the entire windshield, blocks UV rays, and keeps the cabin noticeably cooler. The build quality is solid and it's not flimsy and it does not have an awkward fit. It stays put with a Velcro strap, and when you're done, it folds into a compact case and it stores easily. I've used it for hot days and the difference when you get back in the car is massive. It also protects your dashboard and your seats from fading over time, so it's both comfort and longevity in one accessory. Speaking of heat, the glass roof looks amazing, but it can feel like a greenhouse in the direct sunlight, especially in hot summer days. SPIGEN's CryoShade roof sunshade solves that issue. It's the same idea as the windshield version, a fold-out shade with UV protection, but it's designed for the roof. It comes with clips that you mount around the shade, and the instruction manual has a neat graphic depicting where to place it. Then it slides right into place, instantly blocking harsh sunlight and keeping the cabin cooler. I love that it's really easy to install and it folds easily when you don't want to use it. If you live somewhere hot, this one is for sure a must. The nice thing is you don't lose visibility or make the cabin feel cramped. It still feels open and airy, just way more comfortable now. It also reduces glare for passengers, which makes a huge difference on long drives. And because it's removable, you can pop it out in cooler months and enjoy the glass roof again. It's one of those small upgrades that actually transforms how livable the car feels day to day. And finally from SPIGEN is the trunk organizer. This is hands down in my top 5 accessories of all time. Let me show you why. Tesla gives you a big trunk but without dividers, so things roll around constantly. SPIGEN's organizer drops in to give you built-in sections. Whether it's for tools or emergency gear, this trunk organizer is a must. It's durable, fits flush, and makes the trunk way more usable, and you can fold it up when you're not using it, so it does not take up much space. The dividers keep everything in place and cleanup is simple. It's one of those everyday quality of life upgrades that just makes the car more livable. I love putting my road trip essentials in this trunk organizer. Now, I'll get into more on what I highly recommend you take on all road trips later in this video. Next, we have EV Base. What makes them stand out is that they're always coming up with unique ideas. They make accessories that you don't really see from other brands, and they're custom made for Teslas. They're not just generic parts slapped with a label. I've tested quite a few of their products over the years, and their build quality is really solid. And for you guys, I have a special discount code. If you use MAT20 at checkout, you get 20% off your entire order. The links will be in the description below. One of the most useful items is EV Base's trunk storage bins. The Model Y has those awkward side cavities in the trunk, and they sometimes just end up being wasted space, but if you do use them, they can get really dirty and it's really hard to clean. These bins fix that perfectly. They drop right in, no tools and no modifications, and suddenly your side compartments become much more useful. I really like how they come with carpeted lids, so once they're installed, it actually looks OEM and it flows with the rest of the trunk like Tesla designed them to be there in the first place. They're made of a durable TPE material, so they'll last long, and because everything is enclosed, it cuts down on rattling and road noise too. So if you've ever opened your trunk and had random stuff sliding around, these basically give structure and storage without sacrificing space. It's one of those simple upgrades that makes you wonder why Tesla didn't include them to begin with. And once you use them, you certainly do not want to go back. Next up, EV Base's mud flaps. A lot of Tesla owners know the pain. Rocks, dirt, and road grime getting kicked up all over your paint. These mud guards are designed specifically for the Juniper Model Y, and they install without any drilling or permanent modifications. They use a clip system that's super easy to install, and they come with everything you need right in the box: clips, a wrench, and a pry tool. The material is heavy duty and weather resistant, so they'll hold up against snow, salt, or rain. The rear ones may be a little tricky at first, but is certainly doable. You want to unscrew the bolt at the bottom and also unscrew the screw at the top of the wheel well. Then obviously take out the old clips, and the rest is just plug and play. The cool thing is it sits flush with the fenders, so you get that OEM look but with better protection. Honestly, if you live anywhere that has a lot of gravel, rain, or a lot of snowfall, these are obviously a no-brainer. They certainly help mitigate rock chips as well. I've had them on during heavy rain and on gravel roads, and the difference in how much cleaner the lower panel stays is night and day. Moving on inside, one of the most overlooked but really functional upgrades are EV Base's side storage bins. Tesla's doors have these deep cutouts, but without an organizer, it can get pretty messy. Literally. These provide a protective layer so you no longer have to worry about your drink spilling that you put here or it just getting dirty in general. These are very flexible and odorless, and they line the door pockets perfectly. That means no rattling, no scratching on the inside of your doors, and they're fully waterproof. So if you toss a water bottle that sweats or you spill something, cleaning is super easy. Oh, and you may be thinking, what about the rear doors that have that latch down there? EV Base has thought about that. They made a part that you can cut out if you want. You simply just grab a razor and follow the outline and you're good to go. Now you have your door protected and a cutout for the emergency door latch in the rear doors. Here's something that most people overlook: the trunk sidewalls. Every time you load groceries, sports gear, or luggage, those carpeted side areas get scuffed up, and once they're dirty or scratched, it's impossible to make them look new again. That's where EV Base's trunk side protection comes in. They're precision molded and has Velcro on the back, giving you a very easy way to install them. You can remove or reposition them at any time since it's just Velcro, but they hold on securely once installed. This is one of those protective accessories that pays off long term. It saves you from the frustration of having a permanently worn looking trunk after just a few months of use. Oh, this is one of my favorites, the under screen storage cubby. It uses the empty space under the center display and basically creates a hidden drawer. It's very easy to install. First, just snap the clips into the holes, and then it just clicks into place without adhesives or screws. And it gives you a huge compartment for your phone, sunglasses, or small items you want quick access to. The anti-slip rubber lining means things won't slide around even when accelerating or braking hard. It also has a really sleek finish that actually enhances the look of the cabin instead of looking like a cheap add-on. It's a super easy install, literally takes a minute, and it adds a surprising amount of storage, and it's one of those clever little mods that instantly makes daily driving more convenient, especially for items you grab constantly. While on the topic of the screen, this next one is also clever. It's a storage tray that sits right behind the display. Normally that space just goes unused, but EVBase added a discrete tray that's perfect for slim items like a toll pass, tissues, or cards. It even has a hidden magnetic mount, so if you want to attach something like an ETC device or a small air freshener, you can do it without any sticky adhesives. The tray locks in securely so it won't move even on sharp turns, and installation is as simple as just placing it there. Tesla's cup holders are notorious for not being the best at securing drinks. EVBase's cup holder inserts fixes that by adding a snug silicone liner. It's custom fit and has enough grip to stop cups or bottles from wobbling or rattling while you drive. Now let's talk about the armrest storage. EVBase makes this armrest storage that adds extra organization to an area otherwise just becoming a pile of random stuff. This tray drops right in and creates different compartments so you can separate things like charging cables, keys, or AirPods instead of everything sliding around in one big bin. It's made from high quality silicone so it does not rattle or wear out quickly and is shaped to match the interior perfectly. I love these pedal covers. They give a sportier and more refined look to the interior of the Model Y. They're made from high quality aluminum alloy with a non-slip surface that not only looks sporty, but also improves grip while driving. They're designed specifically for the Model Y so they fit snugly without any drilling or welding. You just pop off the rubber cover on the brake pedal and slip these right on. Then just place the accelerator cover over the existing accelerator pedal. It's one of those small upgrades that makes a big difference in how the car feels. The pedals look sharper, feel sturdier, and just elevate the interior a little more. Keeping the interior clean is always a battle, especially if you've got passengers or kids. EVBase's rear seat trash can is a small storage box that sits right at the back of its center console. It's compact so it does not take up any legroom, but it gives you a dedicated place to put wrappers, tissues, or receipts instead of stuffing them into the door pockets. And if you don't want to use it for trash, it also doubles as a little organizer. Let's move on to Yeslac. What I love about Yeslac is that their designs look like they came straight from Tesla. Nothing looks aftermarket and nothing looks out of place. The materials and fitment are perfect and I've used them in my previous Teslas with no issues. And if you use my code MATT at checkout, you'll get 25% off your entire order. The links will be in the description below. First up from Yeslac, and probably the most essential upgrade for any new Tesla, is a full 9-piece floor mat set. By far, the best floor mats I've tested are Yeslac's. The fitment, quality, and coverage are on another level. This isn't just your standard set of mats. It's truly full coverage, all-weather protection for literally every part of your interior. You get floor mats for the driver, passenger, and rear seats, but unlike generic mats, these extend up to the door sills, so dirt, mud, and melted snow can't sneak in around the edges. They also include a front trunk liner, rear trunk liner, and rear trunk well mat, plus seat back protectors for the second row. So basically every surface that could get dirty or scratched is covered. The material is premium and odorless, and it's super durable, and it's able to handle extreme heat or cold without cracking. Whether it's winter road salt or summer beach sand, or your dog jumping in after a hike, these mats are built to take the abuse. And Yeslac's anti-slip channel design means liquid and dirt stays trapped in the grooves until you rinse them out. I've had spills and muddy shoes on mine, and they're really easy to clean up with nothing more than a quick spray of water and just some soap. On top of the protection, the mats have a really sleek, seamless fit, and they hug every contour of the Model Y's interior. It honestly looks factory installed, and it's not something you've tossed in from Amazon. That's actually one of the biggest differences compared to the cheaper mats. Those tend to bunch up, slide around, or leave gaps that still lets in dirt through. With these, you get a snug, tailored fit that looks premium while also protecting every inch of the carpet. And if you think about it long term, this is one of those accessories that pays for itself. If you're serious about preserving and keeping your interior looking brand new, this set is a must. For road trips and camping, Yeslac's front cooler bags are a game changer. They're custom designed to fit perfectly inside the frunk of the Model Y, so you're not wasting space with generic coolers that don't fit. These are insulated so they keep your food and drinks cold or warm for hours. The exterior is this tough fabric which is waterproof and really durable. They also come with detachable shoulder straps, so you can lift the bags out of the frunk and carry them like regular coolers. They're great for picnics, tailgates, or just grocery runs when you don't want frozen food melting on the ride home. Next up, let's talk about making the frunk more useful. Yeslak's front trunk organizers use a simple divider system to split the front trunk into multiple compartments. Tesla's frunk is decent in size, but without organization, it just ends up being one big open bin where everything rolls around. These dividers clip right in, no tools required, and suddenly you've got designated spaces for groceries, charging accessories, or emergency gear, whatever you need. They're made from durable, waterproof material, so spills and dirt aren't an issue. And since they're a custom fit, they lock in perfectly without rattling. Best of all, they have this protective, almost felt-like material on the edges, so your front trunk does not get scratched up. It's one of those small upgrades that makes day-to-day use way more practical. If you're like me, the trunk ends up being where most of the random stuff just piles up. Groceries, tools, sports gear, things like that. Yeslak's waterproof trunk organizer is the perfect solution. It's made from heavy-duty fabric with a waterproof lining, so it can handle spills and messes easily. It has 2 large compartments with a removable divider, so you can configure it however you want. There are also reinforced handles for carrying and anti-slip Velcro at the bottom to keep it from sliding around from driving. Best of all, it folds flat when it's not in use, so you can stash it away. And they even make it in different colors like black, khaki, blue, and pink if you want to add a little style. It's super practical for keeping the trunk neat while protecting your interior. The center armrest will certainly get scratches, dirty, and worn if you do not protect it. Yeslak makes an armrest cover that truly protects it. The armrest is one of those areas that gets worn down fast from resting your hand on it, spills, or even just scratches. The cover is made of a flexible material that's waterproof, odorless, and easy to clean. It slips in snugly and it does not shift around, and it actually adds a nice texture to the armrest. It's subtle, but it makes the cabin feel more premium while also protecting it long term. Now, if you plan to rotate your tires, do seasonal wheel swaps, or even get roadside assistance, Yeslak's jack pads are a must. Tesla's battery pack runs across the entire bottom of the car, so if you lift the car incorrectly, you could actually cause some serious damage. These heavy-duty rubber pucks slide right into place into the lift points and give you a safe, solid contact point for jack or a lift. Now, this is a clever one. Yeslak's forward sub-trunk strap. If you don't know, the Model Y has a hidden forward sub-trunk area, but Tesla did not make it very user-friendly. You basically have to pry it open with your fingernails or lift up the sub-trunk to get to this area, which is a little bit annoying. Yeslak fixes this with a simple pull strap that uses Velcro to securely stay in place. Once installed, you can pull the strap and it lifts the panel right up with no hassle. I really like it because it's low cost and it adds a lot of convenience. Now, beyond accessories, I also did a few upgrades and stocked up on some of the must-have essentials for my Model Y. Some of these are protective, some of them are for emergencies, and some are just things I personally don't drive without. One of the very first things I did was install paint protection film, specifically on the front bumper and the hood. If you're new to PPF, it's basically a clear protective film that shields your paint from rock chips, scratches, and road debris. Tesla paint is notoriously soft, and I've seen way too many cars get beat up within months of ownership. Even something as small as following behind a gravel truck or having bugs splattered on the highway can cause permanent marks if the paint is not protected. Shops will charge you thousands of dollars just to do this, but I went the DIY route and saved a ton. It takes patience, and you definitely need a clean workspace and a spray bottle with a slip and a tack solution, but it's not as nearly intimidating as people think. Once you get a rhythm, it's actually pretty satisfying laying down a piece of film and watching it disappear into the paint. I made a couple of mistakes on my first panel, but the good thing is the film is forgiving. You can lift it, reposition it, and squeegee it until it looks right. The results speak for themselves. My front end now has a layer of armor that's almost invisible, and it gives me a lot of peace of mind on the highway. Bugs wipe off easier, road grime does not stick as much, and if something hits the paint, the film takes the abuse, not the car. Over time, this means that your Tesla holds up better for resale because the paint underneath looks factory fresh. If you're considering long-term protection, PPF is 100% worth it. Whether you do DIY like I did or pay a shop for a full wrap, it's one of the best investments you can make to keep your car looking new. On top of that, I ceramic coated my car using Avalon King's Armor Shield Max ceramic coating. If you've been following me, you know that I used Avalon King's Armor Shield 9 on my previous Model Y Performance over 3 years ago, and to this day the car still beads water like crazy like the day I applied it. The Avalon King Max is Avalon King's newest formula, and I did a full dedicated video on it. I'm also running a huge giveaway for it in that video, so if you want a chance to win, definitely check that out. I'll link that video in the description below. The ceramic coating not only makes washing the car so much easier, but it also gives the paint that slick, glossy look while protecting it from UV rays and chemicals. Next, I always keep a heavy-duty tire repair kit in the trunk. This is a 68-piece kit, and it's way more complete than your typical cheap plug kit. The tools are made from high-quality steel, and the plugs themselves are super durable, so you can patch even the tough tires. What I like is that it's universal. It works for cars, trucks, motorcycles, RVs, and even ATVs. Everything is neatly packed in a portable case that does not take up too much space. It's not something you hope to use often, but if you ever pick up a nail in your tire, this kit will pay for itself instantly by keeping you from being stranded. Alongside the tire repair kit, I carry this plug-in tire inflator. This thing is awesome because it has both a 12-volt plug and a 120-volt wall outlet plug, which means I can use it with both the Model Y and my Cybertruck, since the Cybertruck does not have a 12-volt outlet. It can inflate a tire in about 5 to 7 minutes, which is really solid for something this compact. Now, I do also carry a rechargeable mini pump, and I use this mainly for quick top-ups. Like if a tire is a couple PSI low, it's small, portable, and it does not need to be plugged in, so super convenient. Another essential is Tesla's mobile connector. Pretty self-explanatory, but it's basically your portable charging cable for plugging into standard outlets. Alongside that, I keep a J1772 adapter. This lets me use almost any level 2 public charging station, since a lot of them in the US still use a J1772 standard. And I also keep a CCS adapter. My main charging on the road is obviously Tesla superchargers, but there are still some cases that the only option is a CCS charger. Another simple one, a good rechargeable flashlight. You don't need to think about it until you need it. Same idea here, but I keep a small rechargeable camp light. It's super handy for camping, tailgating, or just lighting up the area around the car if I'm stuck somewhere. I also like to keep this Fanttik Vacuum. Now this isn't a huge shop vac, it's more like for small jobs. It's cordless, ultra compact, and surprisingly powerful. It comes with different attachments like a crevice nozzle and brushes, so you can get into the little tight spots in the car. And that wraps up my full list of must-have Tesla accessories. Everything from protection to organization to those subtle upgrades that just makes ownership better. And if you've made it this far, first off, thank you. I've got something special for you guys. I'm giving away any one of these accessories of your choice to one person. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below which Tesla accessory is your favorite. I'll pick a winner soon and I'll announce it right here on the channel. Thanks for watching. I've got more Tesla content on the way, so stay tuned and I'll see you guys in the next one.